Good afternoon and welcome back to DR Sports for another juicy edition of the weekend preview show hosted by myself, AGT. There's no Robbie, I believe he's in the Big Apple in New York at a YouTube summit. So big up to him, flying the flag for DR Sports across the pond. But only, you have to just look around the table to see who we've got to realise that he's not missed. Right? He's not missed. In fact, James B is my favourite Arsenal rep and he's on the show.
I said that to you this morning, didn't I?
There's no one who doesn't like James. If you do, you're just. I'm not going to swear this early.
Seriously wrong with you.
It's a you problem.
If you don't like James B, you're a helmet.
Yeah.
To his right, Matthias is back.
Thank you, brother.
We got Matthias to lit.
One day I'll get my name read out the right way.
It's a term of endearment, bro.
I know,
it's
I know,
affection.
I know.
It's because I love you.
Sure,
on my left, Abbi and Flex are back in the building together.
Oh, we don't even know our own names anymore. Just,
Oh, couple group settings.
No,
Right.
honestly, you two on the show, fire in the booth whenever you two are around.
Skip fam.
Perfect. Loads of games to predict. We're also going to be looking back at the Champions League, including Liverpool going to the San Siro under pressure and delivering a masterclass. Also, United hitting 7. Used to that number, aren't you? Hitting 7 past Barnsley. And also Tottenham scraping past Coventry in the cup last night in the last minute. Smash that like button, people. Let's get your comments in nice and early. We've got Superchats to get through, of course, as well as your predictions in the chat. So we will read them out. So get them in nice and early and subscribe to the channel.
Will you read them all out?
Yeah, the ones that
the
attack
sausage.
you.
Yeah.
Not even a super chat, that one.
Just make sure you read all of them.
See?
And-
Just
and
mug
we're
myself
early
off.
today.
See? I can do
I
it.
can take the piss out of myself.
The people, yeah.
And we're early for once as well.
Yeah.
They can't believe that we're early, by the way.
This is what happens when I'm here. It
Yeah.
sets the tone.
We're
early.
We're early. There's only 10 people watching.
Everyone's here, ready to go.
Yeah, let's also get your likes in nice and early. You know that helps, right? How many times are we going to talk about the algorithm? Please get the likes in and we'll boost them up throughout the show. Shall we start then with the big one this weekend, James?
No. Let's start on the Champions League.
Okay, you call the shots then.
No, I don't know.
Well, no.
It felt like a question.
Okay, well,
no, let's talk. Okay, well, yeah, we'll talk about the Etihad.
That's what we all came for, mate. This is the big
this
one.
is the juicy
Come
bit
on.
that everyone's
I'm here for
locking
you.
in
Top of the
for.
table
Yeah,
clash.
but like, there's no warm up, is there? There's just.
I'll tell you what, I'll
Welcome,
tell you what.
James. Robbie and Cecil couldn't make it. So
Yeah.
can you talk about Man City, please?
No, you're right. We need
It's not
to.
like you don't know
No, but it's true.
about it.
They
You know,
always
you're
wear-
prepped. You're ready. You'll be more ready than them.
They usually wheel you out when it's a
For the
loss.
difficult
Yeah.
ones. Last time I was FCM debut, we lost to Villa 2-0 at home. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's those kind of
Will you
games,
be here
like-
Monday then?
Liverpool at home, we won that, but that was very good.
Do you know what? I agree. Let's
No, we can get-
oil up the show first before
You are
we
the
get
host.
into the juicy bit. So Liverpool beating Milan, right, in the Champions League. We'll go back to that.
I can't
Quick
believe I've
recap.
actually-
James, you had your chance.
You had your chance.
You could have saved us all.
Yeah.
Look what you just did.
Look what you've gone
Come
and
on,
done.
we can give Liverpool some credit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. An
Yeah.
Italian team in Milan who haven't actually started the season well in all comps under Fonseca, and he actually faces Inter this weekend as well, so it could be
he's
a
in
tough
trouble,
one.
mate.
Big trouble. It was the worst start for Liverpool, wasn't it, Flex? I mean, I was watching it at Box Park Liverpool. Simicast kind of ducks out of a header, and all of a sudden the LeBron James of soccer goes down the other end. You think he's going to cut it back, but he takes that kind of touch out of his feet to set himself and just wraps it past Alisson, 1-0 to them. And, you know, you're thinking, right, another comeback against AC Milan in European competition. Here we go. But maybe that first 10-minute period, you know, you could say it was theirs. But after that, Flex, it was... I mean, even you can admit this. It was all Liverpool.
I'll be honest. I haven't actually seen the game back.
Brilliant.
You know why?
So-
Do you know why?
That's good, isn't
Because
it?
we was against Barnsley, mate. Yeah, Carabao Cup duties.
Not
mate.
watched the
You know what I'm
highlights?
saying? Nah,
Football
didn't care.
journalist, this guy,
Didn't care, mate.
apparently.
Nah,
Right.
didn't want
Win
to.
for United.
Didn't want to.
Go back to Sky, mate.
Didn't want
Honestly,
to.
I bet you watch the highlights when you're on there. don't you?
Didn't want to,
The
mate.
sausage.
Didn't care. Didn't
All
care,
right,
mate.
well, did you
your
watch?
job.
I went to
Oh,
cinema.
for fuck's sake.
We don't care
Honestly,
about you, bro. Didn't watch
Tell
it.
me, you watched.
Don't
A
care.
man of European pedigree, an Italian, yourself.
I was rewatching the Northampton.
Bro, no one cares about your team, bro. Matisse?
I saw the goals.
You
I saw the goals.
Big
I
up
saw
to
the
you.
goals.
Found
This
one.
is my
No one
brother.
cares.
Because
This is my brother.
it was looking like a nice fixture.
So European heritage.
And
You probably
also,
only
I've
tuned
got-
in
the
'cause-
reason I've got stock in there because I've got Pulisic and
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
I've got
Abraham.
some
Tamori.
yeah, I've got some former
Yeah.
Chelsea
Oh,
players
that's
in
cool.
there. So obviously when Pulisic scored, very neat finish. I was thinking, all right, we got ourselves a game here. But then obviously Liverpool just overpower. I don't know. It's just Liverpool. They're too physically strong in my opinion. Van Dijk's and what a towering header, beautiful set piece.
And Konate.
Konate as well. No one speaks about it, but from set pieces, you're a problem. We talk about all of the forwards and the goals that can come from there, but when you've got those two at the back and you're taking set pieces, who can really stop them? They're like Saliba and Gabriel kind of.
Liverpool are always up there for the last 5-6 years. Liverpool have always been up there for set pieces.
Set pieces,
You've got to have that.
not spoken about enough because they're a problem.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think Konate had actually scored for 2.5 years, so it was actually nice to see him get his goal. And
Scored that own goal against us last time.
no, it was Matip actually. So if you watch the game, you get your stats right. You fool. But yeah, it was a nice. Do you know what? It was probably the first time in Liverpool history that all of the back four, Tsimikas, Konate, Van Dijk and Trent, get a goal or an assist each in the first half. I don't think that's ever happened before.
Okay.
It's a great win.
Yeah,
it's a brilliant
it's
win.
a statement win. You can't.
We're learning
can't
as we
deny how
go
big that
ahead
is.
with this Champions League format. I mean, Arsenal play Atalanta tonight, and I mean, I was saying on Forever Arsenal, I think a draw's all right because, you know, there's so much football to be played. It's one of the tougher away games, but you get those early 3 points in one of those away games. You've got 3 away games left. Obviously, everyone can do the maths, and AC Milan being one of the tougher ones, it's just job done, isn't it? Like it's a really good response from the Forest defeat, which would have come as a shock, not just the defeat. I've seen Liverpool maybe lose the odd game where they should have scored 5, but you know, you have one of those days in front of goal.
Yeah.
Liverpool didn't have that. It was just an off day. And you've bounced back perfectly, especially from 1-0 down. So a good sign of overcoming adversity for Arne Slot.
Do you like the format? Like, obviously it's early days, but it's a
don't
bit
know
odd,
if I
isn't
do
it?
yet.
The league table, and then you don't know who's.
I like
to
it.
remember who's playing who is a bit long as well.
I mean,
like, it's kind of coming as a surprise.
When you're
for me every
hearing
week.
that Celtic are second in the Champions League table,
It's
it
shit.
just doesn't
It
sound
will
right.
No,
give,
it's great.
what it will do is give the teams like that
Wait till
a
you're
better
in
chance.
it, and then you'll be able to understand.
Well, it's the same
Ask me
format for
again
us
in the
in the Europa
knockout
League. The
stages.
same thing.
Yeah.
So we got it now. It's shit because what will happen is, like you said, the lower teams is fine. That's no problem. But there's more games, and then it's like when you need like 3 wins, you need like 9 points to actually get through. It basically gives people more of a chance to get through.
But do you know what is important?
I'm
Goal
not for
difference. Goal difference is actually, now it's a table.
Yeah.
The goal difference can set you apart from qualifying and having to do a playoff.
My thing that I would prefer, and it's not going to happen
ways
because of
we're trying to
obviously
make more
TV,
peas, man.
but if it did go down to the last group game and we didn't know who was going to qualify and it was obviously nip and tuck, it would be nice if everyone's playing at the same time. You know, in Premier League, last day, and was like, oh, do you know what I mean?
just too many
Goals gone
games,
in over
though,
here,
to
goals
organise
gone.
that.
That's a
Yeah,
good point,
it's not going to happen, but it would be nice. That would add a bit of drama,
I
a bit more
agree,
respect
'cause the timings would all be the
to it.
same.
Yeah,
Do you know
exactly.
what I don't necessarily like about it? That there's a lot going on. So like, I would have liked to have watched Champions League games, but there was also cup games on at the same time. So
Qualify for the Champions
I
League?
don't like
That's
that
bad scheduling,
part.
Yeah, it's
It
bad
is.
shit.
But because there's so
Rodri's-
much game, they have to do it.
No, it's not.
Because there's so much
about
games.
qualifying for the
No, I
Champions League. It'll
agree.
be the same next week.
Yeah.
It'll be when we're
in your
playing the
diary
Europa
room, when you
League.
said, "Oh, we got Barnsley," I was
I
like,
don't
"No,
like
you got
that.
them next
And
week. You're playing FC 20 because
Yeah.
the weeks the
Yeah, but
scheduling
this week we
doesn't
did have
make-
Barnsley.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I
But like
thought
next
you'd
week
be
where
in
we've
FC
We've got
Europa
Barrow
League.
next
Exactly.
week. I also
Sorry?
don't like it on a Thursday.
You've
I
got
think,
Barrow
Yeah, we
next
got
week.
Barrow in the
Will.
Cup, yeah. But I don't like Champions League on a Thursday. You guys play on a Thursday.
Yeah, I
That's
don't like
Europa
it.
League night. That's Conference League
That's
night.
your
It's
night,
Coronation
innit?
Street night.
That's
You know what I mean?
you man's night.
Yeah.
Rodri's.
You was in it
he's
last
spoken
year.
out about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
Great
yeah,
time.
he said, look, without overdoing it, Rodri did say, you know, maybe it comes to a point where players have to like really take serious action because of the amount of football. Yeah,
They
he's
do.
quite strong
I
on
think
that.
Carragher was spot on. Nations League shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, he spoke well
The
on
Club
it,
World
Carragher.
Cup should not be a thing.
Do you
Thank
not
God
like that
Liverpool aren't in
competition?
it.
We've won it.
The
So
what?
I enjoyed that
The
one.
what?
We've won it as well.
The
Yeah,
what?
did you not enjoy it?
Carabao
Club
Cup.
World Cup.
Oh, Club
that's
World
happening
Cup.
at the
No,
end
it's
of
just
the
not
season.
in this format.
Expanded, that's the thing.
In this
Yeah.
format,
The way that it was,
ridiculous.
it was
Yeah,
quite
no one
short.
needs
It's
that.
stupid. Basically, in pre-season,
It's going to be massive now.
you have to go out there and be part of
Yeah.
this.
But also,
and still
what's
do
the aim?
pre-match.
To belittle the
Ridiculous.
Champions League? Because the Club World Cup, you put the word World
FIFA
Cup,
and
like, that's
UEFA
always going
just-
to feel like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
but
what we're
FIFA
trying
wants
to do,
something,
create
innit?
the bigger...
Well, it's essentially just the Super League. That's exactly what it is.
The FIFA wants something. But I did
ridiculous.
enjoy those little trips to December. We've been in it twice, won, and I was like, yeah.
But even
We'll
that,
do a couple
even
of
that one
games
though,
there, go and
yeah.
pick up
Even
something
winning,
and go.
even the Club World Cup as it was, when you go and play Palmeiras or
Flamengo.
Club America or whatever.
We beat them in
Do you know
the
what I mean?
final,
Or
yeah.
Corinthians, and then you play someone like you. Ask Gary Neville, mate, or when you won the Club World Cup, do you care? But not.
It's nice to have though on the CV.
It gives you the gold badge and it's nice.
Is
but
it just like
it's
community?
not-
It's like Community Shield.
But no, it's not.
It's nice. It's better than that.
You have
It
to win the
seals off.
Champions
Yeah, you have to
League.
win the Champions League to get there.
Respect
But
the other teams that get there.
no, but in terms of off of that type of a game,
No, I know
it is
what
the
you
same.
mean.
It's
You
the
won,
same
isn't it?
significance as a
But
Community
the
Shield.
thing is, the one thing about that competition
Yeah.
is, for those clubs in South America, they treat that competition
of course.
very, very
You have to
seriously. It's their
respect it
only
in that way.
chance to go up
Yeah.
against European teams in a competitive
Yeah.
manner. So I do like it, and I would keep it. I liked it.
shouldn't have got
I liked
expanded.
it condensed. Yeah.
No, I agree. And yeah, to end the game, Liverpool scored that third goal on Szoboszlai. Gakpo had a good game. Gravenberch played well again. How Salah didn't score 2 crossbars. It could have been
Just watch the highlights, mate. He had a lot of
6-1.
chances.
Yeah.
Hit the crossbar a lot. He did.
Half chance. That's what
Sebastian, I
just
didn't
said.
even mean to score, mate. Hit off his knee.
Yeah.
You left that bit out, didn't you?
What?
Left that bit out.
What competition are you in? Accident trophy.
Left his knee.
Yeah, for sure.
Hit his knee, mate, when-
Okay, let's go to your team then. Barnsley, the mighty Barnsley, coming to Old Trafford, 7-0. I mean,
Don't look so smart, please.
yeah.
You look so smart. I went,
Don't
what
look
do you want?
so
Like,
smug about it.
smug. I haven't
Anthony
done
finally
anything.
scored. You must be really happy for him.
Yeah, I'm always happy if a Man United player scores. Players winning.
That one,
Would
yeah.
you-
He's been
No,
on Sky
no, I'm
too
on-
much,
I'm-
this
It's-
guy.
yeah.
I'm unhappy he scored.
You're on DR, mate. You can.
Say what you
Matisse,
feel.
if
Say what
Modric
you
scored a goal,
believe.
would you be unhappy he scored a goal?
Absolutely fuming.
Oh yeah, Anthony, I'm fuming that he scored a goal when he started the
Don't
game.
try this. Don't
Which,
try
that's
it.
what you want me to say. You're saying you must be really happy for him.
Yeah, you should be.
I am.
Don't take
That's
it
what Man United-
personal, mate.
Even if you don't want them at the club, it helps their valuation in some way. They need to perform.
Just
in
get a
some
goal, mate,
capacity,
yeah.
so,
Always thinking of the sell-on value. This
Of
guy.
course, I'm a businessman at the end of the
Rashford,
day.
couple of goals.
Rashford, couple goals.
I mean, listen,
Found his level.
I will say at the start
Were you at the game?
of this, nah,
Didn't fancy it.
Didn't fancy that one.
Long
Didn't
drive
fancy
that.
that.
Long drive that on
Didn't
the
fancy it, no.
Tuesday.
No.
Tuesday night.
didn't fancy that.
It's a good
Was you
win,
in Milan?
guys.
Was
It
you?
is a good win. 7-0 against
Was you in
Everton.
Milan?
Good
Try
win.
this.
Was you in Milan?
Don't
Was you?
try this.
Was you in Milan?
Try that.
Was you in Milan?
Don't try.
Oh, okay.
I'll
He's
be
a
going
box
West Ham next Wednesday.
oh,
Don't worry
okay.
about that.
Look, again, we did what we're supposed to do to a League One team. Supposed to mash them up. You're supposed to,
Yeah.
have an easy night out. You're supposed to keep a clean sheet. People's confidence is supposed to be high. There's supposed to be smiles because goals galore. No injuries, luckily, which is good. Ugarte minutes in the tank. One thing I will say is 7-0 is still good.
I know.
And also, what I will
it's very
say
good,
is,
isn't it?
yeah,
That's cool.
7-0 still a good scoreline. And confidence-wise, the repetition of getting into those, attacking movements to take shots and take people on, that's what you need. And Rashford needs that. So, yeah, good. Garnacho was good.
That's good for United. They need that.
Just good. But to put it into context, last year, like you say, Coventry, 3-3 from 3-0 up.
Honestly,
we'll talk
good
about
team.
you.
Coventry, good team.
Yeah.
Tough team.
Good team.
Tough
We played
team.
Newport in the FA Cup, was 2-0 up, got to 2-2, had to win 4-2. We've lost to MK Dons before. We've lost to Bristol City before, but Rovers.
Progress.
City, sorry. So
I mean, guys,
these
in all
things happen.
seriousness, there's
That's
no
it.
banter in this, is there? Like, Man United don't do the draw. Like, they have to enter the
won
competition
our
this
game.
round.
Play
So
who's
win your
the draw.
game. They did it with 7 goals.
They
Like,
want to do
you know what I
make
mean?
it
Like, it's-
something, but there's nothing really.
If
It's
it was
move
the
on.
other way
nice.
round,
Move
Flex,
on.
you'd be doing the
Other way
same.
round,
So
what?
be fair.
What would I be
Nothing to do.
What would I be
You'd
doing?
be going,
Nothing to
oh,
do.
well done, you beat a League One team.
No, I
That's what
wouldn't.
you'd be
I'll be-
saying. Come on, bro.
I'll be saying,
we can all
you
have
did
a
your
laugh
job.
and a joke.
We can move around the table and carry on.
Do
There's
you know
not
what?
much
Do you
else.
know what?
Silly
Sure, it's
sausage.
gonna be
I don't know what you want from me. What do you want from me?
Don't
turn
worry
up.
about him.
What do you want from me? Well, I'm here.
Say Ten
I'm
Hag
here.
out.
Listen, don't
Just
worry
say
about
I
it.
guess it's just turn up. I was here on the last show on here consecutive
Why don't you
shows.
just- why don't you just rap
So I
again?
keep turning.
Just-
So
just
what do you want?
rap.
Do you want another cooking for no
Yeah.
reason? What do you want?
No, I'm alright.
Yo, bring
I've had
the
enough.
thing
Do you want me to destroy you so we've got any stream early?
Bring it.
For no reason?
Do you know what
What do
made
you
me
want?
laugh though?
Monday the 30th is
I
coming back.
don't know what you want
The
from
thing
me.
that made me
back.
laugh most about the Carabao Cup this week was that Everton went out before we'd even entered the
No,
competition.
I mean that's a bigger talking point.
You are nasty.
At home to
They're already
Southampton, right, on penalties, Ashley Young.
Yeah.
Anyway, less said about that, the better.
We've had a shock in 2
Tottenham
weeks.
scraping past the Sky Blues. I watched the game last night. It was a horrendous game
yeah.
to watch, I'll be honest,
Terrible.
at least for the first 2/3.
Well, the last 10 minutes was a terrible game to watch.
But I mean, we were in the group chat. You were talking us through your pain as it was happening.
Yeah, my
live
head
in the
was
flesh.
my head was on the move.
I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to.
I mean, did you
say
even
some of the things
celebrate?
that
No,
people
we
say.
don't need to say exactly what I said in the
I'm sure there's some
chat.
screenshots somewhere
We don't need to do
in
that.
a drive somewhere.
We don't need to do that.
Google Drive. Other drives are available.
Absolutely terrible. Terrible performance. It was so Spursy, honestly. Like, it's a weird thing. I saw a tweet that someone said, I feel like I've seen this game for the last 7 years in a row. Like, and it was exactly that. The same round, the same type of thing. You know, sometimes we go through, sometimes we don't. There was just such a lack of quality from Spurs last night. It was hideous to watch, honestly. I think we didn't have even a shot in the first half. And this thing that we're doing, it's very possession based. It's giving Conte, like, you know, we're winning on the field tilt, we're winning on the possession, but like we're not actually doing anything with it. So you can have the ball you like, but you're not creating anything. I think with Ange, who obviously, and I'm fine with him saying that, you know, he wins things in his second season. I've got no issue with that because that is true. But again, I think it was 7 changes he made. So for me, if you really want to focus on the cups, I'm fine with the odd rotation, but then 7 changes quite a lot. I feel like they should be able to play 2 games a week. I would think that. Again, Odeberg got forced off with an injury. On comes Brennan Johnson.
Hamstring, was it?
I think so. I do feel sorry for Brennan Johnson because no one should have to delete their Instagram and stuff because of the pelters, and he didn't really want to clap. He did clap the fans, but you could see it was like a. Yeah, which I get. Like
the goal, did he?
He's had a lot of stick. A doggy come off. I think apparently that was tactical. Apparently he's not injured. I don't know. And bought on Jed Spence. So I was happy to actually see more of Jed Spence because we haven't seen much since he actually signed. But yeah, Timo Werner.
I mean,
honestly,
that guy,
like
He's great, isn't he?
If you want to see how he played last night, head over to Toad's Twitter.
Timo Werner, the fact that he only came off, Ange only brought him off because he got injured. Solanke again, and I'm not having a go at Solanke. It is too soon to go on Solanke, and I'm stopping myself from doing it. But
it sounds like you. I don't know. It sounds like you are
holographic. Like I don't even think he was. It was bad. It was bad. Like I'm not just singling him out. It was the whole team had a absolute stinker. I thought Archie Gray did all right. I thought Bergvall actually did okay as well. Kulusevski and Maddison obviously led to the goal in the end, the first one.
So you're pretty happy about how it all went?
Oh, it just honestly, like I said, head was absolutely gone. Like it was just the most. If I could have predicted how that game would have gone, it went that way.
Let me ask you this:
I thought
could you imagine winning a Champions League with Timo Werner up front?
I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you done it. I can't believe that man has won the Champions League.
You really don't. You actually deserve to flex that.
Yeah, we should. We really should.
That's crazy.
One man's gold is another man's trophy.
Yeah. Like, I feel like, let's say the roles were reversed and we'd got Havertz and you'd got Werner. Do I think that Havertz would be like Werner? Quite possibly. Like, I feel like it's also
Spurs.
What in a Spurs side?
Yeah,
so it's a Spursy.
I think it's a Spurs thing. I really do think it's a Spurs thing. I do. I think, but I also think it's a Spurs thing.
Do you think if you gave Werner to Arteta that he'd?
Oh, I'd probably be a worldie. I'm sure.
Who actually allegedly won it?
They might find a way though.
I've got to say that there's something in like. You've got to listen to managers sometimes. Like that Havertz Werner comparison is interesting if you flip the managers or whatever. But listen to a Tuchel talked about Havertz. Look at the clubs that came in for Havertz. That's the difference that makes you think. You're right. Maybe Havertz wouldn't look great in a Spurs shirt, but what? I don't know.
But I did say
Werner never had that interest, did he?
I did say at the start when we were going to sign Timo Werner and extend the loan, whatever we've done with him, it was just the most Spursy thing because it's just a lazy thing. It
still shocks me that
he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough to get to stay any longer. Yeah, but yet he's here.
If you were planning on playing like counter-attacking, football in a low block and then just hitting teams on the break, I'd kind of get it a little bit more. But a possession-based team that need technically sound players, you sign Timo Werner on a permanent after the loan was not even that impressive.
It wasn't impressive. We had one impressive moment where I said Timo time for Bauer.
Very confused.
Can I ask you one question before we move on? Obviously, Ange was very vocal in his
No one's even rattling yourself.
No, I can just feel
You've just rattled it. You just I'm feeling myself getting. No one's. So next time you say you all wind me up.
Wait for this question.
The thing is, Abbi said so often on so many shows, I need a trophy, and it's great because there was a time when she did.
I need it.
And now, after that performance yesterday, she knows she's not winning.
Before you do that,
and she knows she's not winning that trophy.
Abbi,
it's not happening.
Personal conversation.
No, it's not.
I know where you're going.
No,
you want to bring go on.
It's not a personal conversation. I wouldn't do that. Just like, what's your view on Spurs needing a trophy versus getting in the top four, even if it meant like.
No, have you?
No, but I just want to know.
She said,
clarify because
to reiterate.
Yeah.
The league, I'm really not bothered. I'm really because we're not let's be real, we're not going to win the league, right? Tottenham have to win a trophy. If they play like that, they're not winning anything. Yep. Might even get top 10 if they keep playing like that. So they have to win a trophy. Like that is paramount.
We can't let you. What we can't do with all this chest you have for everyone else and cussing everyone else's teams and that even in the top four race or whatever.
Don't do the eyes.
No. For all that, what you don't get to do is just go. I don't care about that 38 game thing where we turn up here every Monday. No, because now your defence is now. I don't care about league. I just want a trophy. No, you do care about the league.
Flex, if she finishes in 10th or 9th, she will be cooked.
Yeah, and you will care.
Hold on, I have been cooked severely.
No, but you will care.
Did you watch the call-in show?
Yes,
I just literally got battered for 45 minutes by KG.
No, I'm not saying you didn't get cooked. What I'm saying
metaphorically.
I feel uncomfortable, and I think we need to talk about this, guys. I think we maybe need to vote. You guys watching at home, are we all comfortable with Abbi just going? You see the league? I just don't care about it.
I said
It
it's
just
not
doesn't-
it's not my primary focus. My primary focus is for Tottenham to win a trophy.
Cool. So
That
that
should
leads
be.
me on to
That's
this
it.
question,
Getting in
Abby.
the top
What do you
four.
I've got to
want
ask
from
you
me?
this
What do
before
you
we
want
move
from
on.
me?
There's no need to be like
I'm
that.
not. What do you
There's
want
no
from
need
me?
to be
What do you
expressive.
want?
There's no
Tell me
need
what
to-
you want.
It's not a
There's no
disaster
need
if
to-
they don't make top 4. It's Tottenham. You know this.
It's not,
If they finish
but
6th,
it's not.
it's not a
But
disaster.
I said that. I said that to you last season. That's why I'm not bothered because we're not actually good enough.
Okay,
to
let
be-
me ask this
to be in
question
the
finally,
Champions League.
for Christ's sake, before we move on.
Flex needs to show up after defeats. Thank you.
facts.
Elated Apple
Big
777.
facts.
Okay, focus
Abby,
on
That one's so
You won the
boring.
game last night. You wouldn't think it, but you did win the game last night. And obviously that came on the back of Ange speaking out very clearly about the fact that he always wins in my second season, mate.
Well, that's true. That's
So you
not a
got
lie.
through last night, which, you know, factually gives you a better chance of winning the trophy than if you'd lost.
Yes.
If you had lost last night, what would the reaction have been?
I don't think.
And
it'd be-
how salty
I-
would he have been in his
Oh,
presser?
I mean, God, the presser. I would not have wanted to be the person interviewing him. After,
He just would have said
definitely
season's
not.
not over, mate. Yeah.
Nah,
Still got
but-
the FA Cup.
Still 2 more
And Europa League. Still trophies.
There are still trophies,
That's what
but
he'd say.
there are still
No, I know.
trophies, and that's my point when I say that's where I feel the focus needs to be. Like we need to be all in on those. I want to see full strength teams, which we didn't see last night.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
I want to see full strength in all of those competitions because let's try and actually win something. There are 3 opportunities: Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League. Please just put your eggs in that basket. And, you know, I feel the reaction is the same. Yes, we won. But again, like everyone is so annoyed at the performance that it doesn't feel like a win because you can't really celebrate that. You can't really
No,
be
that's
like,
what I was- yeah.
oh yeah, you know, okay, we got the win at the end of the day. But the performance is really damning. And I did say a couple of weeks ago, the first 3 games of the season, I'll take Arsenal out of that equation because I didn't really watch that game. But those first 3 games, I don't actually feel like we deserved to necessarily lose those games. Like we actually were playing well, just couldn't finish off chances and just stupid individual errors really cost us in those games. So Brentford this weekend is going to be telling because again, even though that's a win that we got last night, the league that's a loss in the last 2. So we need to really start clicking into gear. And I feel like he's in his second season now. They should be aware of how he wants to play and what he's drumming into them. And at the moment, it doesn't look like they're very cohesive in terms of they're moving the ball quick enough or being in the right space or making the runs off the ball. That's what I need to see against Brentford because if you're going to play this out and out Bielsa style football where it's, you know, you need to score 5 and if you're going to concede 4, fine, but you need to score 5 and we're really struggling to score at the moment. Really struggling.
I actually think Spurs will be fine. I don't know what fine looks like, but this
Probably
but
end
what do you
up
mean by- yeah,
probably
just like-
fifth or sixth.
they'll
Probably fifth or
compete
sixth.
for Champions League football. Probably won't get it because I just think there are a couple better teams, but they could. They could easily go deep in Europa, and then you never know with the cup competition. You get a couple home draw.
Yeah.
I actually quite like Ange Postecoglou. I mean, yeah.
I don't
He's entertaining.
dislike
he's-
him. I don't dislike him. I just think
Yeah.
he's very stubborn, and I fear that might end up costing him
he'll
his
be
job.
Roger in the chat says Abby wouldn't even go to the shops for Ange anymore, let alone the M1. Let's jump
I said
into the
it'd be a
super
brisk
chats and then we go into the
flipped up on that when you changed
predictions.
No, I didn't. I'm still walking.
Utkarsh says start
not
bench
funny.
drop Kai
mine,
Jackson Solanke. I'm starting Kai, to be honest with you.
Start
I'm
bench
benching
drop.
Solanke and I'm dropping
Hi, Jackson Solanke. Yeah.
Mr. Jackson.
Yeah.
Older.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Havertz-
Mr. Jackson.
Sorry, Havertz. I know
Chief
you wanna
Alfred
fight that
Biggie.
Matisse,
What
but-
a name.
I'm more than happy for Kingdom Kai to start.
Yeah, no, I'm on
Havertz is
that.
better than
King
Jackson.
Chief Alfred
Kingdom
Biggie,
Kai.
great name,
It's
says a
unbelievable.
thought occurred to me recently. The City away fixture is the last difficult away fixture for Arsenal until Liverpool. Blessing in disguise. #no jinx.
I'll save it
Well,
all for
by
the
saying
preview,
that, you've
but yeah.
actually jinxed it now.
True,
Unfortunately,
when would your next difficult way be?
Well,
Like, not for
Liverpool
next year?
away is
April. or something,
yeah,
isn't it?
way down
Oh,
the
so
line.
all the tough ones would be at home before that.
Yeah, yeah.
This again, we'll go
Get
to
them
this
out
in
the
the
way
preview,
early.
but Villa Park, Tottenham, and City would be done
Yeah, man.
by
Yeah, it's
game
big.
week 5.
That's brilliant.
If we get something to
Dragon
When have you got
says,
United?
Even if you don't.
don't know.
well, they're not.
I was going to say no one put that in the
No, it's still
equation, did
difficult,
they?
but
We
it's
just
not
at their peril.
the
No,
top
no
3 or 4, is it?
Definitely didn't put yours in.
not our
Slapped you
peril.
up 3 times in a row.
Done already.
Dragon says, oh, and I believe Arsenal will boom the City and win like 2-0 or so. Trust. Bulladala says, don't understand Solanke hate anyone, don't pass to him. Nadir says, on Sunday we'll have Stoke and Tony Pulis go to the Etihad. Oh, sorry, I meant Arteta and Arsenal. I will
What?
expect them to play the same
Wait,
as
what?
Inter. I
Pulis?
demand us to win.
Pulis football.
That's
Fine.
stupid.
Didn't X call
Absolutely
Arteta the
fine.
Spanish Pulis, the I'll
remember.
I saw Rio saying that as well the other day.
Yeah.
Why are they saying that?
It's just, you know,
So Arteta's now
sitting in
Super
defence.
chat, mate.
I'll take it.
GP says Solanke 65 million,
So
Mo
funny.
Salah 43. All prices today are crazy. Clara Bitsy, right? She's coming back at Abby.
Bit much.
Abby, last season after United beat Coventry and Chelsea, and Chelsea beat Forest, you said Chelsea and United have finally found their level.
Did you say that?
Do you
She did.
feel,
Must have, yeah.
after Spurs losing 7 of their last 10 in the league, would you say Spurs have found their
Oh,
level?
absolutely. I'd say actually Coventry might be a level above.
Oh, you got what you wanted there, Clara. You got what you wanted. Sai says Ten Hag's biggest win, Garnacho man of the match, and also a mad PK shootout for the original Invincibles, which were Preston against Fulham. Big up to them. Spurs at half-time had 74% possession and 0 shots. Genuinely, that's impressive,
Conte ball.
says Taylor.
Loves
Say
it.
says Tottenham, we got to get through this like Daniel Bedingfield settings. Big up to Matthijs for his role in Supercell. Glad to see you put your mans on a lick in his time of need, says Jared.
What, is there
does that
someone in
mean?
Supercell who looks like you?
I don't know.
Have you seen
I
Supercell?
watched it.
I started.
Did you see anyone
I
who
don't
looks like
remember
yourself?
thinking that's
Did you
me.
think this? Yeah.
Maybe I was in it. I don't know. Hope I
You
got credit.
streamed that much that you could have well been in it. Ange lost 2 matches, angrier Norwegian teams Bodo Glimt and now are the Spurs manager. Big up Tina, man. She's always sending in super chats. I think she's from Denmark. So big up Tina every time. Lost Boy says, how confident is the panel that Spurs will win a trophy this season? I have a feeling that they're going to drown under pressure as always. I mean,
Correct.
if you asked all of us, including Abby, right now, will Spurs win a trophy this season? I think the answer, quite categorically from all of us, is a big fat no.
Is it a no from you as well, Abby?
It's hopium.
No, honestly,
enough.
do you
It's
think...
No, that's-
hopium.
that's-
I know you hope
If you've got no hope,
What
you've
do
got
you really
nothing.
feel?
If
Do
you've
you
got
feel
no
like-
hope,
do you
you've got
feel-
nothing.
you feel
Yeah,
probably
go on,
well?
If you've
go
got
on.
no hope, you've got nothing.
That is true,
So
Flex.
basically, no.
So no.
Yeah.
If you've got no hope, you've got nothing.
So you've got nothing.
If you've got no hope,
She doesn't
you've got
believe.
nothing.
It's mad. Right, chronological order.
Leave me alone,
Saturday,
I
12:30
think.
kickoff in the Premier League. We have the Hammers versus Chelsea at the London Stadium. Matisse, that is a tough game. You know, for anyone, West Ham away, it's always tough. But after your decent performance against Bournemouth, you're not playing.
Wait, sorry,
Wasn't decent.
Did you
decent
watch that?
performance.
Wasn't decent.
Well, they
You clearly
won.
didn't.
They won.
No, but did you watch
Decent
Bournemouth smashed them.
performance.
They
It
hit
was
the
not a
bar,
decent
missed the
performance.
pen.
They've
No,
absolutely
the last
stolen
10
it.
minutes was okay. I'll give them that.
It was not a decent performance.
Okay, no, it wasn't.
You've
I
done
don't know
what we
why I
did
said
last
that.
night.
Matisse, was it a decent performance?
No.
Okay, after your horrendous show
Yes.
at Bournemouth, are you
That led to
confident
a
that
win.
you can actually turn that horrendous show around into a decent show this time in the early kickoff?
I just
early
I need
kickoff.
3 points. I'll be honest.
Any way
and
possible.
it is
By
any
hook
way.
or
It is
by crook.
Yeah, it is any way because
Get them.
we haven't got a good record at West Ham in recent times. They're a problem for us, and I remember many games where I'm leaving there empty-handed. Jared Bowen's a threat. Kudus is a threat. Antonio used to give us problems physically. I just need 3 points. I think if we can get 3 points in this game, that's a good start to the season for us now. I feel like this is kind of the game that kind of leaves it in the balance. If we lose this game, it's a concerning start. If we win this game, it's a good start. We're at that line. So, yeah, it's a tough place to go. They're a good team. I predict them to finish very high on the table because I think they've got a really good squad. We'll see what the manager's on as the season goes on. But yeah, we just need to
What's
get
your
out of there.
record? 2 wins, a draw, and a defeat.
It's I
in
don't
the
think
league?
I feel like it's worse than that. But I need to.
Yeah,
I need to
you've
check
won. Yeah, we played 4 games. You've beaten
Oh
Bournemouth.
no! Oh, sorry. I thought you
Yeah.
meant the West Ham record. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Well,
yeah.
No, yeah. 2 wins, yeah, a draw and a defeat. But
You win and you've picked up 10 points
that's
in your
what I'm
first
saying.
15.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not
So that's like good.
City in there. That's not bad.
Good. Not great. It's
Yeah,
good. It's solid.
Pretty good.
It's decent.
Well, listen, Chelsea have won 30 of
Arsenal's
their
record by the end of
56
this
Premier
weekend.
League games against West Ham. They've lost 16, only winning more times against Tottenham in the history
Okay.
competition with 35. So that's
Imagine
always
my-
find a way.
Imagine my surprise.
that's your favourite
There's a
fixture.
negative stat. It usually comes with Tottenham at the end
record
of it.
makers.
Yeah.
Flex, score prediction for this one?
3-2 West Ham.
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to go for.
Well, there's goals, there's
3-2 West
excitement.
Ham, yeah,
according
London
to
Stadium.
Flex.
I was
Great
going to go with
shout.
honestly
Gonna go
going with the
3-2
exact
West
same
Ham.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
3-2, yeah.
3-2 West
Do
Ham.
you know what?
They're just
Make
legends.
that 3 of us.
Yeah.
I'll
Come on,
go with that
James.
as well.
Come on,
Make
James.
it a quad.
Come on.
4p.
Quad.
Go on.
Quad.
No, I'm going to
Quad.
go 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh, I had to ruin it. You're not coming back on this show.
Sorry, I know, Cecil's back.
No, we'll keep you.
Yeah, we told him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-2 Chelsea. I think there's a lot of goals in this game.
Never backed the early kickoff, but we've all backed it to be
Goals.
an exciting game for sure. Moving on then to the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday this week. It's Aston Villa Wolves. A bit of a Midlands derby there. Again, Villa, sensational in Europe in the week. Really, that should have ended 5 or 6-0 when you look at the goals that were disallowed. I mean, ridiculous decisions in that one. But Aston Villa are cooking.
Yes.
They are cooking.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Their signing of Onana coming into that midfield is
New
making
player,
a big
isn't he,
difference.
for
Yeah,
them?
he's a new player,
Stepped it
but
well up.
I always felt Everton he was ready to go a gear up, and I think a lot of teams or a lot of people questioned his technical ability, whether he could play for a top team, but his physical, I mean, he's just overpowering. Do you know what I mean?
Difficult to get past,
and
isn't it?
and I didn't think he had goals in his game outside of maybe aerial, but that was a strike.
Great strike.
If he adds that to his
Yeah,
game,
he's gone up a level.
plus being like, you know, a space eater, he basically just hoovers up everything around him, then it's going to be a problem. And then, I mean, Duran, everybody's talking about him at the moment. I know it was disallowed, but that
What a
finish,
goal, mate.
that finish was very, very impressive. And
He's unreal.
yeah, he is.
You tried to sign him, didn't
We
you?
did, and I didn't
Well,
really.
obviously
And
Chelsea tried to sign
Yeah,
him.
West
and
Ham,
I-
you thought he was going West Ham.
It's-
as well.
it's
He was
like-
doing this on
Yeah.
IG Live.
Yeah.
At one
It's
point.
like
He's a
the-
good
Now look
little
at him.
player.
It's like the
Sorry.
boy who cries wolf, because our directors have signed so many young strikers that it's like, another one, and that's basically the general feeling. Why do we need another one?
That was
But
the one
he,
you needed.
But actually,
he
that's
actually
the one
looks,
you go.
He actually looks like he's actually
Yeah.
one of the
But
special
with
ones.
Villa, if it's not Duran, it's Watkins. If it's not Watkins, it's Rogers. If it's not, they're attacking.
Jacob
Bailey.
Ramsey,
Jacob
Bailey,
Ramsey, whole
Bailey.
season out
They've
last
got
year.
a
Bailey.
good team.
They got a lot
very,
of
very
McGinn.
impressed by them.
Very,
But
very.
they've also got a manager who gets to Europe.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just like, Unai Emery's record.
Manager that
obviously
wins
in the
things
Europa
as
League.
well.
There's one person who
Tielemans
can
scored as
navigate
well.
them
Good on
through
him.
the Champions League,
What a
just
guy.
trying to get in the top four.
Wins
You should have hired him.
He win, I know. He wouldn't win things with us. That's,
No, he
that's
wouldn't.
not how we work.
yeah,
No
it's
winners
not
do.
it.
Maybe you could, if you'd have stuck with him, who knows?
Score predictions then. Villa versus Wolves at Villa Park. Flex, we'll start with you.
2-0 Villa. But Villa, also, we're talking them up, but I watched that Everton game. I don't know if you lot did as
Yeah.
well. Listen, mate, Calvert-Lewin, straight up the other end at that 3-2, should be 3-3. They give you a
He
lot
missed
of
two
chances.
golden chances.
Yeah, they give you a lot of
Calvert-Lewin
chances.
did.
They were really good against Arsenal.
Think you
Watkins didn't have his shooting boots on,
No.
so they should have been at least 2 up. But they got punished. But who was the other game? Leicester. Leicester got back in it against them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not
They're
not perfect. They're still a very, very good team. But Everton gave them a really good game.
I feel
So
like with Villa, they'll do 4 or 5 really impressive performances in a row and then just have a
you might have a
howler.
little blip.
And
yeah.
then they go on again.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you've got, what was the
But
score?
but I just think Wolves are too weak to go there.
2-0.
But then if Everton did 2-1, I think they'll
2-1?
concede the stupid goals. On it.
I'll
Yeah,
go
2-1.
3-1 Villa.
I'll join you on that. 3-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa, but you're right. Villa can just have days where they're just like,
Both teams
Right.
sorry.
oh, we're so
Start
random.
well.
We just lost at home. What we
Yeah,
like.
they did it last
So
year
what?
against like Sheffield
So
United
random.
and Burnley.
Did it with
They
us,
didn't
we
beat
beat
them.
They were 2-0 up
4-0.
against Brentford and then 3-2 down 10 minutes
Yeah.
later. Like they drew 1-1 to Sheffield United last year. They just have
Exactly.
weird results.
They
But
do.
I think they'll, what a confidence boost. Like back in the Champions League. I say back, when was the last time? Like
41 years.
1982 or something.
there you go. And phenomenal. Can I just draw everyone's attention? There's a fake James in the comments.
I've already
Was
I
there?
don't know if this
What are
is
you
like
saying?
I don't know if it's like a
He is
normal
on
thing.
board.
No, I've already blocked
But
him.
he's got my profile pic and all. I'm slightly concerned.
Really?
Then I go on his channel and the content is mad. It's not James.
Oh.
It's
It's not James.
B channel.
It's not the James
It's
we
not
know.
James B analysis over there. I'll tell you that
okay.
for free.
Why do people think? I know I've got
gonna
time
make
today.
it.
Let me
Because
make
James-
a
A whole ass Gmail.
Why do you do that?
But they do that for pro footballers on Twitter. You know?
Yeah,
I
just
saw one
pretend
which
to be
was
them.
like someone's pretending to be David Raya, like great birthday win, like thanks for
Yeah.
the support. And I liked it, but I'd be like, big up Dan.
Yeah, because you get done.
It's a fake.
But it's because they think it's a good way, easy way to get loads
Get
of followers,
engagement,
and
yeah.
then change it to something else.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Weird people out there.
Yeah, big up to all the James B's out there, but not that one. Matisse. I'm sure there's loads of James B's out there.
Let's go 3.
Not like this
Do
guy.
you know Villa could easily slap them up as well? If they get in
Could be.
their momentum, they could just go on a rampage. But I'll go 3-1 Villa.
Wolves need a result.
3-1.
Yeah.
All right, fair
never
enough. Next up, Fulham Newcastle at Craven Cottage. Fulham, I mean, how they lost that penalty shootout, I'm not too sure, but
That was wild.
that was the
What was
longest
that?
one
Long,
of
man.
all
That-
time.
is that the longest one of all
Yeah,
time?
broke the record.
What did it get to?
Some of the
I can't
16,
even-
15. Some of the
can't
16, The technique was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some of those penalties.
We had one against Middlesbrough a few years ago. It was like 14-13 or something like that.
Okay.
Against Villarreal.
Yeah,
Yes,
I remember that
De Gea,
one in
I
the
remember
final.
that.
Got to the
But-
keepers
but-
and then
but
De Gea
also-
lost it.
When they're that high, I'm not gonna lie, that's where the keepers are taking the piss now. Because that Fulham one,
Yeah.
the keepers were all over the shop.
Not
They
getting
couldn't
anywhere
even
near
they
it.
couldn't read anything.
But one of them, Sessegnon's one, bloody
So
hit off the
bad.
post and then hit his
Bub, bub,
head.
bub,
Yeah,
bub,
yeah, yeah.
One
Pinball.
hand.
It was so bad.
Pinball settings. Yeah, Newcastle started off well. I think
They
it's
have
their best
unbeaten,
start in the Prem since '96.
Okay.
So unbeaten so far, as you say, Flex. Tough away day, Fulham. I know people maybe say it's a bit of a neutral ground because the stand behind the
I don't even
the
think that's
far
like
end
that
is
anymore.
neutral.
Did they change that? I don't think
No,
it's
they've
that
still
neutral.
got that.
It's
They've still
neutral.
got that. I think people maybe look at Fulham as a little bit of a walkover, but at this point, with the Emil Smith-Rose of the team, Reece Nelson scored the other night
They've
as
got
well.
bags of flair now.
They do. I think this is going to be a tougher game than maybe Newcastle expect. So I might even go with a draw because Newcastle totally nicked it really in the last game
Yeah, they
from
were back
behind.
for large parts.
And there was two screamers that kind of got them out of trouble. But big up to them for winning that one against Wolves. But this is a different test. I'm going to go 1-1.
I'm going to go the same.
I like the draw.
Yeah?
I actually think Fulham will beat them.
Yeah?
Yeah. 1-0.
1-0 to the Whites.
I'll go 2 on Newcastle.
Away win.
Yeah, I do think they can.
2 on the
scrape
bounce. That would be impressive if they get 2 on the bounce away from home. Let us know what you think in the comments. Leicester Everton. I tell you what, right?
Oh my God, what a game.
Yeah, this is going to be a horrendous watch.
I have to lock in that.
If Everton
Yeah.
lose this one, and you know me, I love a bit of Everton spaces on Twitter.
Relegate.
What,
know
you
if
just
you-
go in there
bro.
and listen?
I
This
listen,
guy,
bro.
well, you created a fake
He's a
account.
real hater.
I stand on business. I am here.
He's
Kick me
a
out
real
then.
hater.
Little
He
bug.
goes onto the
I don't
Everton
think you
YouTube channel and
understand,
comments
though, bro.
if they
No,
lose. That's what he
That's
does.
too far. That's
Yeah,
too
just
far.
own it. Just own it.
No, I don't like them. They
He
don't
says,
like
"Hold
me.
that" in the comments. That's what he does.
He's the
Sausage.
biggest rival.
He's the first commenter.
Hold that, toffees.
Pin this.
You go to
There was a
Twitter,
space.
Everton Spaces.
Bro, listen, I was just.
hear them
You
cussing.
know, what, I was walking Gus. I was like, let me just whack this up for 20 minutes.
Is that
and see
what you're
what's
on?
good.
Yeah,
Do you know what,
he
bro?
really
There
does
was-
hate them.
It's the funniest content you can.
Let me ask you
digest.
something.
You lost your game like
They're
3 hours
hilarious.
earlier.
What
You're
would you?
listening
what
to
would
them?
you?
Yeah.
What would you?
No,
what
this
would you
was last
prefer?
night. After that.
Liverpool to win a Carabao Cup or Everton to be relegated this season?
Definitely Everton to be relegated.
FA Cup?
To have their first year in that stadium in the Championship, you can't
Over
buy
you
it, bro.
winning
Over
an
you winning
actual
a cup.
trophy.
It's a tough question, you know. I might have to think about it. But there was one guy on
No,
this
that's
Twitter
hazy.
space.
He said what he
No,
said.
let me just bring
Only
it back.
backtracking now because he thought,
There
oh,
was
shit,
this
that's
Everton
bad.
Twitter space, and it said this one guy said, "Lads, I've got 3 managers that will come in and do a better job than Dyche." And he's gone, "Lads, you're talking shite. Go on then, who are they?" And he's gone, "Mark Robbins from Coventry. Wilder, Chris Wilder, he could do a job."
Now this
and
must
then,
be
and then
good
the
viewing,
last
to be
guy's
fair.
gone, and here's one more, and he goes, "Oh, you're chatting, who is it then, lads?" And he's gone, "Will Still." And the other guy gone, "Who the fuck's that?"
I tell you what, we
Honestly,
might
it's
all
There
be
is a
there.
gap
gold.
in the market for a 6-man panel of Scousers just ripping into
It's
the
hilarious,
All
bro.
just going
My
mad.
Everton spaces. Keep them
I do
coming,
see why it
guys,
would
'cause
be
they're
entertaining.
brilliant.
I'm not
They're so
pettiness
funny.
in me and a lot of Man United fans. It's quite sad, really. They're saying hold that Everton after every loss because Everton
That's
fans,
the level, isn't
after we didn't buy Branthwaite for the price that they wanted us to buy him
right.
for,
I
and
see.
said we got this stupid kid for 50 million and they wanted to land and a guy who doesn't play at Bayern, and loads of Everton accounts were like, Man United think they're on to one because so. Every time they lose, you just laugh.
These transfer derbies are so
I feel
weird.
bad for them.
They pay.
You know, these transfer derbies are made out of like deals
So
they did or didn't.
stupid.
Like
It
West Ham
happened.
and Arsenal fans hate each other now, but
Real
pre-Declan
Sociedad fans
pre-Declan
now.
Rice, there was yeah.
We're on to you. Every
Pre-Declan
game we will
Rice,
be
like,
there.
I quite like West Ham. I was happy they won the conference.
Apparently, he
Happy
wants
for
to
them
come
now.
back now. Zubermendi.
Yeah, and you said no chance.
I said,
You
hold
did.
that.
See,
Go
Ange-
and
I've had
get
a
the
bad
pro
start.
letters.
Don't want you now
Do
anymore,
your
mate.
hikes up the mountains
What does
in
he want
San
to do? Gravel bash, mate. Don't
Sebastian.
need
We
you.
got the big
What does he
dog.
want to
Lucy
do?
Dembele, didn't he say?
Apparently, he wants to
content?
reignite the
Oh,
flame.
come on,
Wants to
man.
come in January.
It's too
Nah,
late
you've
for that
made
now.
your
I
bet.
don't think that's
Made
true.
your
Lying
decision.
Who said that? What source was
Indy
it?
Kayla. So take that how you
Wow,
will.
brilliant source.
No,
Great
exactly. Bro, he was like a Twitter ITK when I was at uni, like 12 years ago. I don't even know how this guy's still.
I don't think it's the same
out
person
here.
on the same account.
Maybe
I'm
not.
Pretty
It's
sure
a
he's
fault.
probably sold it somewhere.
Anyway, score predictions: the Foxes versus the Toffees.
Everton. I mean, where is it at?
It's a left.
King Power.
I'm going to give it
Is
to
that
Leicester.
King
I'm going to give it
Power?
to Leicester.
I
Early
think
doors,
I
I'm
am.
giving it to
I
Leicester.
think
Jamie
I'm going
Vardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
This is
it.
his day. and he's gonna be celebrating.
Worst thing, I've actually seen
They
Everton
didn't
play
actually-
all right
I was
as
gonna say,
well.
they didn't
Bro,
actually
they
play
They
that
played all right
bad.
against Villa. They played really well against Bournemouth until the 82nd minute.
Yeah.
They're doing all right.
87th.
They're
It
just
was.
not
Yeah, but
getting
Right in the
results.
first half an hour, they were fine. Should have been up.
Leicester are a handful as well, though, with Vardy.
No, Sean Dyche will figure
But
it
you know
out.
what? With Everton, if they can click, the players that they have,
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, some of the
I'm
players have got
trying to-
shit.
No, but isn't
See,
that the
I
way
don't know, I
that
see
the way
what
that
you're
they're
saying. I
actually
don't
They
think
do not have a good team.
I don't
I'm trying to
think
give
they're
them a
very
little
good
bit.
players.
But there shouldn't be. There
What
should still be
players?
3 teams
What
worse than
players?
them.
Would you like Beto?
What players? Tell me.
No, you don't
Tell
play.
me now.
Hell
What,
no.
what
I
players
watched
do Everton
Beto's
have that if they
debut and I
click?
thought
I'm trying to give them a bit of.
You're trying to throw a dog a bone.
One game wonder.
trying to reach out with an olive branch
Nice,
here,
yeah.
but all right. If you
No, but they actually haven't
Your
played-
olive branch has got
particularly
spikes on it
bad.
and
Yeah.
thorns. You want them relegated.
It's not an olive branch.
It's not an olive
It's a
branch.
I think it'll be a
stinging
draw. I think it'll be a draw.
Here, hold that.
And then here's a dock leaf once you've got stung.
Draw.
Draw.
2-2.
I might just go Leicester just.
Leicester 2.
They competed with Villa. Solid.
Everton will win.
3-2 Leicester.
2-1
Can they
Everton.
compete
Everton
with a
will be
WP
2-0 up.
Vardy?
2-1
again.
Everton, yeah.
2-1. You're going for a bit.
Yeah,
away
Sean
with it.
Dyche, he eventually just decides, like, I'm done with the bullshit. Let's get some wins.
Fair enough.
Actually,
you know.
Jesus Christ, that
Actually-
super chat there is probably that's a proper saying.
yeah.
3-2 to the Foxes after Everton
They
get a
can't do that
2-0
again,
lead.
That's what I just said.
Again.
I'm gonna go
Really
even more
upset.
specific. Ashley
That's-
Young to be sent off because Jamie Vardy ran at him.
Wait, is he
And
got
is he
he's
even-
not
is
sent
he-
off?
Is he back?
I
Did he
think
get
he.
sent
I
off
don't
again?
think he's back
He
yet.
got
He
sent
got
off
sent
against-
off,
Oh, damn,
and then
the
he
progress
missed
ending.
he missed the pen
then
against
he missed the pen.
Southampton as
Did
well.
he? Yeah, Ashley's having a tough time.
He's having a tough
man.
time.
Ashley, man, just head to
I loved him when he was a
Saudi,
winger,
get
you
the
know.
bag.
When he was a winger,
You don't
that
need
was-
this.
He's
That
had
was
like
good.
9 lives in
Watford
in the Prem.
and Aston Villa. That's
Yeah.
peak.
Yeah.
Even as a right back for Man
Even Man
United, for a
United,
bit.
yeah,
Well,
even
no,
Man
even when he
United.
first come as a winger, he was fine. Then he would transition to right back. He was fine for a good few
He
years.
was best at Villa, though.
But my
let's have it.
favourite version of him is
Yeah.
Aston Villa with
Yeah.
Cutting in.
Gabby,
Yeah.
whipping it.
Gareth
who else?
Barry.
Gareth Barry, James Milner,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wicked.
John
Emil,
Carew.
Big
Yeah.
Emil.
Oh,
What a
that
team.
Villa team.
Great team.
Stilian Petrov.
That's Barkley's men. for
Olaf
you.
Melbourne.
That is
Is it
Yes,
Melberg at the back?
Larson back there as well.
Larson.
Brad Friedel.
Yeah, big
Big
up
up
him.
Brad.
We might be able to do the whole 11. Who's right back?
Luke Young.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Left back now. Go on.
That was the left back, and I think
he was playing right back, no?
Okay, no left back.
Who would have been?
Oh, Nicky Shorey.
Yes.
Nicky Shorey.
From
Yeah.
Reading.
Yeah.
From Reading.
No, because in that Acorn era
Reading.
in 09,
Yeah, he
the
was
left
part
back,
of
I'm
that
pretty
team,
sure.
yeah,
'Cause
from
he even
Reading.
tried to get in. I think he got called up for England.
Yeah, he
off
was
the
a
back of
decent
that.
player, Shorey.
Didn't they have
That era was
Didn't
fantastic.
they have
mad.
the guy under
Carew.
for Liverpool, Downing?
Stuart
Yeah,
Downing.
Stuart
Downing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fleeced us with him,
Yeah.
20 mil.
Yeah.
Love that back.
Good team, man.
I enjoyed that team. Good
All
team.
right, fair enough. So we've all done our score predictions for Leicester
Good
Everton,
team.
yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Liverpool Bournemouth. At Anfield, I'm going to be at this game with Doyle. Looking forward to it. A couple of years ago, it was 9-0. I remember it very well. Right. I think Salah didn't score a goal in that game, which was unbelievable considering all the different scorers. I think Liverpool have won every single game against Bournemouth, apart from that one where we lost 1-0. All right.
Sorry,
That's a yellow card.
Sorry.
Right. That's shin level.
Move on.
Shin level. Above the shin
Sorry.
pads.
Clumsy.
That is
She
a-
does be violent
what,
sometimes.
actually?
She does be dashing things over.
You might even
in
have
the
to go
sand.
for that.
It was
It's
just,
him all right.
No
it
one-
was just going on a bit.
No one had
kick.
saw it, but I felt it.
I know, I did.
Um,
I did apologise.
There's a couple of standout names to watch out for at Bournemouth, including Semenyo, who I think is a very tricky player, right, to navigate and keep him quiet. Ivan Nilsson missed the penalty the other day, but
Still a
had
bit of a
had
handful.
some moments,
Great
was
save.
a handful.
it was.
I don't think this is, and again, I said this on the show on Monday, if I'm Areola, I'm saying to my team, I'm saying, look what Forest did last week, go and do something similar. You know, and they were very unlucky to lose that game against Chelsea, as we know. They did go away to Everton and win.
Irola.
Sorry,
Travener needs more
thinking,
credit.
why
That's a
does the
really
West
good
Ham
player right there.
goalkeeper
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Irola.
no, it's
for a
Iriola.
second.
I was thinking,
Iriola.
why would he be saying?
Did he move on deadline?
Yes,
Yes,
Iriola.
you're right.
I
Yeah,
apologise.
that took me a sec.
He's a very. I
And you'll
really like
speak
this
Spanish?
manager.
Yeah,
I
he's a good
really
manager.
like this manager.
he's
I
done
think
well.
he's
He's
got a
done really
massive,
well,
massive
so,
future ahead of him.
Nice style to play.
Chelsea will hire him soon.
Yeah. Do you know he played for PSG with Ronaldinho and all them guys? Yeah, he's got a good
I remember him at Bill.
footballing pedigree.
He was Bilbao though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So how did he end up at PSG? Was it
as
at the
a
end?
player?
At
As
the
a
end.
player. I'd have to
They
look
don't
it
leave
up.
Bilbao.
But there was a picture when it was just like, yeah, cheers. There was a picture when it was him and all these other players. I was like, wow, what a
Basque
career
region.
he's had.
The Basque region.
Listen, having said that, this might come back to bite me, all right? But I'm still going for a
Please.
Liverpool win. I have to. Come on.
Bounce back. Can't have successive home defeats.
Well,
That would be
hopefully
That would be unheard.
Wow.
That would be-
that would be.
We talk about
I'm not gonna lie,
1969.
if that
When's the
happened
last time
again-
that happened?
Not honestly.
After the cooking you got last week, if that happened again, it would be a
Back-to-back.
when we had
concert.
no
Oh, it'd be
fans. We
unreal.
lost 6
A
home
proper
games.
No,
concert.
we've got to come in. We've got the concert
Madness.
coming.
We're back at the O2 for different reasons.
got-
I'll be honest. It needs to be- if you lost at home again, you don't even want to see that man. He'll do a concert.
Bro.
As long as we beat Palace, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll actually bring the whole
remember-
DJ.
No, I'll still be
Yeah.
shaking. No,
You
he's
brought-
You got the DJ set at home, innit? The proper one.
You brought in
big
the
I'll
Cherry
come with
Cola.
full sound system, string
Yes.
up big
Speakers.
sound inside here, bro.
Yes.
Big tops, trebles.
The table will be
bass,
vibrating.
Everything,
Hello,
bro.
This table will be
trebles.
finished.
Hello,
Everything.
trebles. Score
Everything.
predictions then.
Do not lose, bro.
Do you know what? If we lose,
You won't
I
lose.
might not come in.
No, you have to come
What do you mean you might not
Cherry
come in?
Cola. Do you remember the last time we beat you 7-0 and then lost to them 1-0?
Oh, that was up. Yeah, the
Yeah, and you
7-0.
came in
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
7-Up.
Cherry- yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, that was what I
Life
was
comes at
drinking
you
to
very
you.
fast.
Cherry
around
Coke.
this table.
Cherry Coke.
Cherry
Dr.
Coke,
Pepper,
Very
innit?
fast.
That was
That's why
what
you
you
rock up every single
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Same as him,
Score
really.
predictions then. We
Well-
can't lose this game, surely.
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0.
Yeah.
I'll take it, but still.
I feel like
Yeah.
you're not really giving any credit to Bournemouth. They were so
I
unlucky
gave them
against.
loads
They
of
were
credit
getting.
just
They were
then.
so unlucky against Chelsea.
Yeah,
bet they were.
Chelsea ain't Liverpool.
unfortunate for
True, but
They can hold that.
Yeah,
Do you see?
I don't give a
See?
damn.
When people try and bring you down for the scumbag wins, you go, I don't care. Not my
You've got the
fault.
win,
Yeah.
mate.
I do think you'll win.
Had to
But I
be
think
done.
it'll be closer. I think it might be 2-1 Liverpool.
Ooh, don't like that.
Closer.
Yeah,
4-2
closer.
Liverpool.
Ooh,
Goals.
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 Mark?
I'll go 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0.
Wow.
Van Dijk, Konate, clean sheet.
Yeah. Go on, I'll go 3-0 as
They
well.
were decent in attack,
I'll go
but
3-0.
their attack is still blunt.
No,
without
if we,
Slanky
and I
until
think if
further
we
notice.
score early as well,
Yeah.
you know, that massively helps.
I'm glad for this.
Southampton versus Ipswich. Premier League heritage, this one? 2001? No. Fair enough. At St Mary's, Southampton, apart from that, you know, that penalty shootout win against Everton, they haven't started well at all. Right?
Russell Martin.
Awful. But this is a
Naive.
game that actually both teams will be looking at, saying,
Yeah.
if we're going to start collecting points to, you know, head up that road to staying in the Premier League, I think both teams will be saying this is a must-win.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely must win. Brighton got a draw. They got a draw against Brighton, didn't they?
Yeah.
Ipswich.
Liam
They-
Delap, impressed with him so
Yeah,
far?
I want to say they play better football than Southampton, but like Southampton, the way they are trying to play on the eye looks all right. They're high volume passing. They retain the ball quite well. Just don't get no results, mate, and start making mistakes and they're naive. I think Ipswich would do them.
Are they both going down, these teams?
If they don't change their identity, then yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're
Definitely
trying to
Southampton.
make
They will.
moves
There'll be another
to
Burnley.
top European clubs like Vincent Company, but in terms of keeping their teams in the table, they're both going down.
If they
playing
go
that
down,
way.
Russell Martin's
Especially
getting the Real
Southampton.
Madrid job next year.
Southampton.
But
The way it's
we've
going.
got it's another hour podcast somewhere, but we've got a Premier League problem if Southampton, Ipswich and Leicester go down again, and it's the ones that came up go back down.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the case last year? Like,
Is that a problem?
Everton are trying their best
Yeah.
to.
Is it?
if the teams that keep
interrupt-
coming up
interrupt that.
can't get to a level in which they keep their place in the Premier
But then
League.
that you could also
That's on them.
that's also down to the management, because
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
going to just try and play this Burnley style football they did last year, you know,
Sure,
Russell Martin, then
they're
like
not-
you're asking for
they're
trouble.
not blameless, but
Yeah.
then it starts to get a bit like, ugh.
Well, they've also had payment. I mean,
you know, we
they've
used to
got
have
more
that.
money.
Do you remember
They've
If
when
Man
got
City
payment.
win a fifth Premier
Parachute
League in a
payments.
row, and then the teams that came up go down again, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
You're
It's getting a bit
and that's partly on
FIFA-ish then,
Arsenal, and
isn't
I
it?
know that. We'll get to that, but
Score
yeah.
predictions then. The Saints versus the Tractor Boys.
I'll go 1-1 on that.
Ipswich.
Yeah, I like that.
2-0.
Is this live?
It's what? Sorry?
Is this game live?
It's 3
On-
o'clock.
Yeah.
TV?
It's a
God
shame.
no.
I was looking forward to that one.
3 o'clock? God no.
That penciled in my calendar.
You were going to stream that,
Watch
weren't
along,
you?
yeah.
It's going to do watch along for that, yeah. Hate along.
Yeah. Both these teams or places have the same accents. Don't you find that weird? They're
Yeah,
so
that is
far away
weird.
from each other, but they've got very similar kind
Do
of
they?
farmer
Actually,
accents.
do
like
they?
that.
Southampton
No,
have
Southampton,
that?
Southampton don't
Bro,
speak
they
like
do.
I
that.
swear they
Because
don't.
you go
I've never been to either
Bristol,
of these two
Somerset,
places.
Norwich,
Southampton.
I don't visit
No, but then
enough.
you go
Norwich,
across
no, I
the
don't.
country,
I should.
and then Norwich and Ipswich regain that farmerish accent.
I've never been to
Sa-
Southampton and
I
hear
thought
them
they've-
speak
never,
like Tracks people.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
Bro, my dad lives in Somerset, in Yeovil.
Somerset
which
is
down the
miles
road
away.
from
But that's not
Southampton.
Southampton.
30
Somerset
minutes
is
away from
miles
St Mary's
away.
Stadium. Don't try me. I know. Have you been there? Exactly.
Southampton, yeah, I've never been to
Yeovil,
Somerset.
all
That's
these.
his
I've
ends.
never heard.
I've
and
never
Yeovil
heard
are
that.
trying
Are you trying to tell him
Yeah,
about
yeah.
I
his
didn't know.
ends?
I've never
Bro,
heard
come
anyone
on,
from
bro.
Southampton speak like
No,
that.
it's like that.
Southampton.
All right, mate, lover?
Really?
Yeah, trust me.
What I love is
I've
that
not
we
heard
tackle
that.
the big
Go
football
there.
conversations.
I've
on
been
this
there.
show.
Trust me,
It's another
brother.
accent in his
Southampton's
locker, by the
Not
way.
far from them sides.
Do you want to do the
man.
rest of the show with that accent?
About?
I can do if you
He
like.
said it-
I would like that.
It's near Somerset, buddy.
It's here.
Yes, and that's Somerset. There, Salisbury is Somerset. Don't try me.
I mean, I've been to Bournemouth. I've been to Southampton.
Bournemouth,
I've been to
they don't
Portsmouth.
speak like that.
They don't speak like that.
No.
You love the coast?
But anyway, we'll move
Don't
on.
mind. Been to
Spurs
Brighton?
Brentford then, right? How many points
interesting.
you getting on this game before we move into the juicy one on the Sunday?
Hopefully 3, but it's
Spurs Brentford. It's
not up to you, is it?
It's not
Obviously,
up to
Brentford
me.
started excellently at Man
It's
City,
2-hour
didn't
drive
they?
away. What are you talking about?
Listen, Abby, I've asked
Abby,
you.
what
Spurs
are you
Wait, hold
Brentford.
on.
Right.
Somerset
Spurs
is here.
Brentford. Right.
Somerset is here.
No, but you've just typed in
Southampton's-
Somerset. It's a massive
Southampton
county.
Abby
to-
Somerset. She's not interested.
Sorry, it's 2 hours away.
2 hours.
Are you going to
Whoa.
deny that it's in the
Regardless-
southwest of England then?
Well, one's near the
Southwest
coast.
of England.
I mean,
Right.
honestly,
And
head
that's
is
where they
all
have
gone.
that.
These two went to school together.
Anyway,
Yeah.
No,
I
we
just-
don't, trust me, we don't go same school because, yeah,
Did you guys talk in school?
What happened in geography?
they are. Oh,
Nick Hilton.
in the building.
Mad goose.
Somerset. Wait, that's far.
Anyway, move
Anyway,
on.
move-
Spurs,
'cause you're wrong,
Brentford,
so it's fine.
London
Don't worry, we'll
derby.
move on quickly,
Right,
yeah.
I know my accents.
Okay, you don't.
3 o'clock kickoff.
I wanted to
Spurs,
explore this
Brentford.
further, though. I need to know.
Should we
3
just
o'clock
move on to
kickoff.
that?
Tottenham,
Forget the football.
Tottenham need to win. Tottenham need to win
More
the game. Difficult game. Yeah, I don't know.
What's
honestly.
going on with you?
Everything's
You
a
don't seem
difficult
to have
game.
a pep in your step. What's going on? You seem very down. Very
Saves it for everyone
I
else's
got an
team.
Ange in my
Yeah, that's
arse.
true.
That's what. It's just
You got
not
an Ange in
good.
your arse?
Ange in my arse, not pep in my
Arse.
step, right? It's. I don't know. Like I don't know what type of Spurs are turning up.
Sorry?
I just need a convincing.
Whoa.
Convincing win. Score predictions before we get on to City Arsenal.
Go on, your
Do
team.
you know what? I feel like we're going to actually find our scoring boots. Okay, it's
don't
going to
believe
be
She's smiling a lot.
3-1 Spurs.
She doesn't
3-1
believe a word she just said.
Spurs.
She doesn't believe a word she just said.
1-1, I'm saying.
Whoa! It's a family show. It's a lunchtime family
Family
show.
show.
Kids
We're on
watching. Your
daytime.
behaviour.
We're on daytime
It's
network here.
It's not a family show.
2-1
goodness.
Brentford, I'm going for.
Always rattles.
What you got for that?
Swearing
Why
at
don't you just give
people.
you why don't
Heavens.
we move on?
We're going around the table. Get
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is my-
that's-
this
Goodness
is my opinion.
gracious me,
how it
Abby
goes.
Somerset.
Somerset.
Lord.
You've given it. You've given it. Move on.
Yeah,
Giving
I'm
it.
going 2-1 Brentford.
2-1
Swear at
Spurs.
him then. Go on. Put your middle finger up.
Nah,
let's have it.
I just pity him.
Go on.
Okay. I pity you.
I pity myself.
I pity
as
the
well.
fool.
Go on, James.
2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Brentford.
Oh, lovely stuff. Right, let's move on to the absolute gigantic game this weekend at the Etihad. All eyes around the world will be on this one. It's a 4:30 kickoff
I swerved it for
in
50
Manchester. Man City, Arsenal. I can't wait for this one. It's always one of the standout fixtures. We'll come to you first, James. If Arsenal can go, and I say finally because it hasn't happened for a while, can they go finally away to City and win? And if they do, we've spoken about this mental barrier that Arsenal have when they go to an Etihad, when they go to an Anfield. If they win this one this early on in the season, are Arsenal favourites to win the league?
Have chest, James. Have chest on it.
No, look, I'll just always be honest.
Fair enough.
If we win, that's massive. And that's not beyond the realms of possibility. Look at the players we've got, but look at what Brentford and Inter Milan have just done at the Etihad in the last few games. I know they've come away with a win in the Brentford game, but what did Pep describe that as the best he's ever seen from an away team at the Etihad? So there's a blueprint there potentially to look at. Inter Milan, I thought had plenty of chances in the game yesterday, but that was a good game for a 0-0. I say plenty of chance. You know, they played well, albeit I was in the pub with sort of one eye on it. People might hate me for this. I would take a repeat of last year. I really would. Just be sensible, defend well, hope you get that Trossard in behind moment and you just do better with it. And maybe hope you get a few more of those. I don't think City are unbeatable, but I think we can be sensible and see how the game goes. Like, that's what we did at Tottenham. Like,
Are you on the watch along?
yes.
The people want to know.
People want to know, and I will celebrate a draw.
Will you say a draw, yeah?
Come on! Get in there! Arsenal!
You lot. Yeah, I will. And do you know what?
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
I just think these narratives sort of come through for Arsenal. Like, suddenly you have to win at Man City to win the title.
No, you
Liverpool never did it. Well, they didn't win at the Etihad the year they won the title. They actually lost their 4-0. And City in
Real
every
stat
title.
that AGT.
And City, every title race they're in with Liverpool, when it was neck and neck, they never went to Anfield and won. So for me, the job is, and that is not some negative, pessimistic, well, we can't do it, so let's just sort of be really kind of pathetic about it. It's just be sensible. Like, look what Haaland's doing. He scored more goals than Arsenal this season. He's been phenomenal. He's outscoring his XG. Wherever he gets the ball, he's thundering it into the roof of the net. And then when you do feel like, all right, they've got a goal kick, Edison's got it, it's all fine, he'll just launch her into the channels.
Do you feel, though, just with the centre-backs, obviously we know what Gabriel's on. Every time he comes up against Haaland, he's ready. We've seen Arsenal fans be very vocal on social media with Saliba as well, of shutting him down. Haaland ain't got no goals against these two. Talking about being sensible, and you're saying how good Haaland's doing. Well, has he?
Not in the last three games.
Yeah, last 3 games. So those two absolutely are ready for him. And yes, there's all this talk about Haaland doing a madness, scoring all these goals. Do you feel as an Arsenal fan, though?
Yeah.
All right, come against Gabriel and Saliba. Come do that to our players.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think Saliba and Gabriel are 2 of the best centre-backs in the world. Like, I do believe that. I think they're the best centre-back partnerships in the world. And I think when you look at the games they had against Haaland the last few games, they're a really good match for him physically. Like, Haaland, he
doesn't like it, though, when it's physical like that sometimes.
And actually, if you look at the game at the Etihad, Gabriel and Haaland did have a bit of back and forth, and then at full time they shook it out. It was kind of like good-spirited,
that's what you want to see.
Premier League
And I correct myself because I was wrong there. He has scored against them in general in the treble sit, but I meant last year. Them 3 games.
And look, while I sort of was defending the defending the approach to be a little bit more reserved, like, I think this team can absolutely go and do something there. But I just think the way to do it is still to be sensible. I don't think just because you want to be a little bit more reserved and a little bit stop City first doesn't mean you don't believe you can do something when you get your moments. And that's ultimately what we did at Tottenham. Like we didn't go and have 65% of the ball and play off the park. We still had to stifle you guys and hope we got our moments. And ultimately the goal, and I think the best chance of the game, fell to us because we were just calculating how we did it. How we approach is going to be interesting. Rice should be back. I say should be, I mean obviously the suspension, but we've got Atalanta tonight. Is it Partey or Jorginho? Who knows? Saka needs a big game. Havertz is going to have to lead the line well. It's going to be difficult, but I think we can do it. We built up to this point.
You look nervous. Why do you look so nervous?
Because
why are you sweating so much?
Yeah,
they've had an extra couple days rest.
It's a hot room,
which is
it's tricky.
Well, do you know what I would say?
Extra couple days rest,
and that's what my point was, right? To go Tottenham away, Atalanta away, and City away in a week. If Arsenal get through that, not only unscathed, but actually come out
unbeaten
with something, then that's one of the best weeks Arteta could ever have as a manager. But my question to you is, if someone offered you a draw right now, would you take it?
Yeah, I would. I know that.
Celebrate it as well?
Probably. Well, I'll
depends how it comes, because I think if you were 1-0 up with 2 minutes to go, and obviously
then you're gutted you threw away. But guys, like people always want to talk about these. Yeah, but if you want to beat City, then you've got to go to their backyard and beat them. But if we've got Tottenham, Villa Park and the Etihad out of the way, I don't care how defeatist this sounds. Obviously, you play with a plan to somehow win the game. But if you come out with a draw and you're 2 points behind City with those away games done and dusted in what's been a really difficult week in which you have missed key players, like you got to see the positives in that. Are we good enough to win? We absolutely are. But I just think with this Arsenal team, we've got to a point now where what I really love is the language Arteta's using. I know I can sit here on DR Sports and talk about, let's be a bit more reserved, let's be a little bit more controlled. But with Arteta though, if you, and you probably wouldn't because you got better things to do. But Arteta, like, if you hear the way he's...
Tell me the language she uses.
Why?
Just tell I want to hear it.
You don't even want to hear it.
I do. I just said I want to hear the language that he uses.
Yeah, of course. I was about to tell you. I was about to elaborate.
Please elaborate.
Educate you on Mikel Arteta's ways.
Please elaborate.
Maybe Ange should watch a bit of his press conferences. But
he needs to not worry about the language.
If you listen to Mikel, when talking about missing Mourinho, Rice and Ødegaard, he's not making excuses. He's just like, is what it is. We've got great players. We'll go for it. If you look at what he's saying pre-Atalanta, and he's asked, you're playing on a Thursday night, is that a bit annoying? He's just like, is what it is, new competition. And the thing is, it's really little psychological things you get into the team. I know Partey, Jorginho don't have the legs. I know Jorginho haven't kicked a ball all season. Can you do a job away at Tottenham? And they'll go and they'll do that job. Saka, Martinelli, I need a different job from you today. And they will deliver. Like they do capture what Arteta wants from his team. And if they can just show that spirit at the Etihad, you never know. You've got a chance. And we've got the players to do it.
Score prediction for this one, people. This is the game of the weekend. It's the last game of the weekend as well. fresh in the memory for Monday morning, it should be.
I think Arsenal will play very similar, like Spurs and like they did last year there.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all.
But like,
I was talking to Laurie about this, and I said, "Oh, you must be happy. You won weekend." He said,
he
"Yeah,
was
but
really negative, wasn't he?
yeah, but performance, man." I went,
Yeah, that's Laurie.
what? That's your two best players missing, two of. Like Tottenham didn't lay a glove. Like it's a big away game. You just,
No one
like, I
ever
don't understand
criticised-
why they have to play this. If Arsenal did that every single game, you can have a thing.
Yeah, but
even if
the
they're
song,
winning.
isn't it? 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's
Yeah, but I don't
Chelsea did
get,
it in
like,
04-05,
most teams Arsenal
you know?
play against, apart from like a couple of players were missing, they ran up on Spurs last year, 3-0 at half time.
yeah.
Ended 3-2 though.
And funnily
Both
enough,
Gene
played
kicked
quite a
in,
similar
ended
way
3-2.
though.
3-2.
But then
Like-
every other team Arsenal play,
Yeah.
you play on the front foot. That team can't get out. Loads of chances. You can see the style. It's not like this. Like he's like Pulis thing because he did this in a couple of big games to just get a result,
Nah, that's
and
harsh.
it
That's
worked.
harsh, that.
Then went on to carry on playing their normal football.
All the
That
top,
just
all the
shows
top managers have
adaptability.
done it.
I don't
Mourinho's
understand
done it.
Yeah.
All the top managers do it.
Ferguson's
Good
done it in the
tactics.
years, but like we
Conte did
The thing
it
is,
at
you
Chelsea.
can never win if you do
get
that
it.
and you be pragmatic and you be intelligent and you find another way to get a job done. You're called Pulis, and if you don't do that, you're called tactically naive.
You're
and
100% for
stubborn.
going out there and getting
So
sacked.
I'd prefer to be pragmatic and go and
it's
do
not
what
even
you
just
need to
it's
do.
not even the pragmatism, but it's getting beat. Like if it was the pragmatism, like, you didn't have a go, mate. You just sat in and look, you lost 2-0. They're going and doing it and getting the result.
Also,
But-
it's knowing the weaknesses of the other team. Like against us, it's clear you're happy.
pieces.
Well, yeah, you're happy to let us have.
I'm so glad you said that,
because you know
Abby.
that we're not going to do
You're-
anything with it.
You're so right. It's not. It's. I want Arsenal to deploy the best tactics to
For the
give them
game.
the best
Absolutely.
chance to win the game.
Yeah.
That
And
specific game.
trying to chase City all over the pitch. This is what annoys about that game last year, right? Everyone's like, "Yeah, but Arsenal pathetic." What? From minute 45 to 60, we came out in the second half. We tried to press them, take the game a little bit to them. We couldn't get near them.
Yeah.
We won the ball a few times, and City just put. All right, sit back, guys. But it's not happening. Like you can try these things, but we can't in the same conversation wax lyrical about Pep, Haaland, De Bruyne, what City have achieved. They could win a fifth, and then go, yeah, but you're going to go take the
Yeah,
game
you're
to
supposed
them,
to go
right?
there
It's
much
not-
When we actually beat them
Just
under
be
Conte,
sensible.
we actually sat in quite a lot in a 3-1 win, and you can be very entertaining and devastating on the break.
You can,
Bro,
Willian
every loss
Hazard
they
just
get,
cost us.
look at us in the FA
That's
Cup,
the way to do
every
it.
loss when you do beat City
It's
is
counter.
usually like that. Unless like, at home though, to be fair to Arsenal, when they come to the Emirates, you look give them licks.
Yeah.
Well, we try.
Yeah. All right.
did
Score
once.
predictions
Yeah,
then for the
last year.
big ones. City, Arsenal.
2-1 City for me.
I think Arsenal. I don't think they get beat. I think a draw.
This is so tricky.
I think 2-2.
I'm going to go 1-0 City.
1-1.
That's where I am. 1-1. I do think they'll score. I'd be amazed if we went 180 minutes at the Etihad without them scoring. But then I think we've got a goal in us.
Let us know in the chat. What do you think as we preview the last two games? Crystal Palace United, the 5:30 game on Saturday. Are you going?
Rise, Mateta.
Nah, at the studio.
Nice. Palace United. It's been a tough hunting ground for you in previous years, but I think you did win there last year.
No.
No, they didn't.
Nice
They
one.
Was
didn't.
it the year
It was-
before?
it was-
when
wasn't it four-
McTominay
Wait,
scored?
one there since 2020, mate.
4-0,
4-0
yeah.
Was that
last
the
year.
McTominay goal in the last minute?
No, that was Rashford
4-0.
and Martial.
Okay.
Still, it's awful.
Are
hunting
you-
ground
They
to
haven't
go to.
started great, Palace, as we know,
No, they've
but
been
at
bad.
the same time, always a tough place to go to. And if it does click for them, they can score goals for sure. They beat QPR in the cup, I think, in the week. Score predictions?
Tough game. This is where we're going to see Southampton and Barnsley. That's not seeing if Man United have turned the corner. This batch of games now, Palace away, FC20 cool, but then away at Porto, then at home to these lot,
that's tough, man.
then away at Villa. Like now we're going to find out, are we confident and are we turning the corner from that blip from before the international break? Tough game. Confidence is high though. I think it's getting better. I think 2-1 United. It's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy, but I think we'll just about get it done.
Yeah, I think you're going to win it.
I think 2-1.
Palace haven't been.
They haven't made a
just
great
haven't
start,
been clicking.
Palace.
No, I mean Leicester should have won that game. They got the draw against you, but even you had the chances. Should have put them to
Still
bed.
so pissed
Do you know what
about
I
it.
can see though? Do you know what
But-
I can see? I can see Palace like bullying your defenders a little bit. I can see Mateta just like being a handful. I can see Eddie Eddie Nketiah, funny enough, who Arsenal fans have been critical of, just making runs, being a bit of a handful.
Got the lit now.
Eze could just put one in the top corner. Yeah,
but if we have a half an hour like Southampton
sure.
against Palace,
Oh yeah, last year was when
Yeah.
Casemiro did
4-0,
that
mate.
FIFA tackle.
Jamie Carragher told him to retire.
Yeah.
That's why when you said that, I thought you was teeing
No,
it
honestly,
up.
no. Rise Mateta 2-1 Palace. They've got to get back
No,
to
but I
winning
think you'll
ways,
win.
right?
I do think you'll win.
Back to winning ways.
2-1 United, actually.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'm not going to
United.
swear at you. That's your opinion.
No, it's okay.
Bruno Fernandes will have a big
Like
game.
a
I'm not trying to wind you
United
up.
win though.
No.
Suffer a lot and then score 2 quick ones.
No,
I think it'll be better than that.
they'll be okay. Again, United, a bit like the Tottenham conversation. I feel like there's a little bit. It's all a bit hyperbolic this early into the season.
word.
From Tottenham and
Good work.
United, yeah.
James
I hope you're
hitting us with a
hyperventilating.
plethora.
You're going to have a hyperbolic.
That's the hyper I'm
off
looking
last
for.
Next week.
Just a bollock
Each other
off
next
next
week.
week, I think. Matisse, have you given us?
No, I'll go 1-1.
1-1. The
Yeah.
last one, Brighton versus Forest. Quickly, what do we think? I'm going to go
Still unbeaten.
3-1 Brighton.
I think they're going to get licks. You don't think Forest? If they can beat if they can beat you at Anfield, they can beat
No,
Brighton.
Yeah, logic would say, well, if you can
Sounds
do that,
like you just
then
want
you
them
can
to
do
lose,
that.
mate. You want
But
to get pounced.
Brighton, I think they're
'cause they beat
almost
you.
like a
Sounding
ticking
like
time
them.
bomb.
Sounds
man.
a bit.
They are-
Very salty.
Very demure.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that was very. That
Not
was
ve-
like,
not
they
very
beat us. They're going to go Brighton. They're going to
Not
get
very
smashed.
So
You
what's your-
didn't
what's your
pick them
score-
up. You
what's
didn't
your
say, I
score
tell you what,
prediction
very good outfit. If they can do that to us,
Okay,
imagine
let
what
me
they can
start
do
this
to Brighton.
again. Forest travelled to the Amex off the back of an absolutely shock win at Anfield, which they'll be
them the
absolutely
credit.
buzzing about. And now they go to the Amex. So what's your score
That was a
prediction,
great
Flex?
intro.
You got
How did you
Forest,
do it last
you got
time?
Forest to win?
Why do you
2-2.
start like that?
So you don't. So
2-2.
give it all of that, and he still doesn't think
1-1.
1-1. I'm going 3-1 Brighton.
I will go 2-1 Brighton.
Okay. So just what I
I
said
will
then.
go 2-2.
Desmond. All right. I think that wraps it up. Let's get into the super chats before we leave. Jake says, anyone seen Watkins' handball on Tuesday? Shambles. It was. Who did you feel more upset for, Watkins or Duran, with that finish, which starts well outside the post and then curls back in? Unbelievable finish. Dragon. Yeah. Dragon says, hopium, copium, Spurs want to win something. God says, nopium.
Wow.
Bit of a religious joke there. CFC Blue, M.XL, I'm assuming that's me, is confused.
That's rude.
Great.
XL.
Mad.
So rude.
Is confused between being Scouser and Hardier. What's Hardier?
Can't
Sure.
see it.
Big up to you though. Jesus Christ says 3-2 to the Foxes after Everton get a 2-0 lead. Yeah, that's what will happen. Lost Boy says AGT is a top tier hater, bro. ... SMH. Bit late, but something for the panel to discuss. Teams with European football should be exempt from playing in the EFL Cup, says London Nomad. No, not having that for 1 second.
As in the EFL.
I think he's talking about because this
No,
week
but does he mean the Carabao Cup
it's
or the actual
clashed.
EFL trophy? The other
it's
one.
the same thing.
Means the Carabao.
It's the
What's
same
the,
thing.
oh, he means the Carabao.
Yeah.
Right.
You're thinking of St Johnston's paint and all that.
The one where the Utes play the men.
Yeah.
Like the
So like
under-21s
the
will
reserves
play
can
like
play,
one-
yeah. Time Past Football says 007 a possibility for £65 million Dominic Solanke.
It's on
Could
the
we get a
table.
James Bond?
It's on the table.
It's on the table.
I hope he's judged by the same standards as other £65 million players, is all I'll say. Good player, I like him. But
Trying to make a
Facts.
hat.
James
no,
Well,
but
a
some,
nice
just,
little-
some just
little
get.
shot at the
I
end there.
like good player, but
He
some
was
just
no-
get.
he's not worth
There's some that
5
just get,
million.
you know.
Wait,
Songs
He's
about
not
them.
He's
Huh?
not
Stuff
worth
like
it.
that. Songs about them and their cost.
No,
65
just,
mil down the drain.
nothing over
Is
the
that-
top. Just
okay.
fair analysis.
Big up to you, Vendra. He says,
Good
AGT,
spirit,
bro.
fair analysis.
Yeah.
Please, he says, don't say anything outrageous. Let's stay humble, he says. By the way, Flex is a disgrace.
I like
Ghosted when his team lost, and back when it was time for his roast. Get that clown
Why do you
out
only
of
show
here.
up when you're
So I
winning?
love this. I'm glad this because I just think like, let's not just do lies. Let's not.
Oh, you
lie.
call-
Let's
calling-
be
so-
fair.
calling
Where
the
the
audience
sausage out?
liars.
Let me.
Where the sausage
Are you
out?
Oh,
gonna
you
be-
calling the audience liars?
Oh, you're gonna let me.
Going into extra time now.
Yeah,
Let's-
exactly.
Yeah.
Are you can let me
Seriously.
down?
Let's get there.
Hurry
It's
up.
well documented. DRHR will tell you.
There isn't
like I
an
said,
HR, so that's a
contractually,
lie.
they've even put it in comments. I've seen it. They've
not-
said
there's not an HR
contractually-
department here.
Contractually, was
That's
never
a lie.
supposed to be here. Wasn't here before the game. Wasn't here after the game. Was never supposed to be here. Was I here in the 7-0? Yes. Was I here when you beat us 4-3? Yes. Was I here when we got licks off Newcastle? Yes. Have I been here when we've lost you? Yes. I've been here for every other single Man United loss.
Sounds
The
a bit
false-
rattled, mate.
The false narrative.
It does sound
and
like
the lies.
I
think we should just
just stick to the truth.
Should we just change
It
the name
does
to?
sound-
I'm
it
so
does
glad
sound
we
like you're
established
Call this
right.
channel
It sounds
HR
like you're
Sports.
right.
Let's just stick to the truth.
There isn't an HR department. I wish
I mean,
there
it does sound like you're rattled.
Lies will only get you so far.
Yeah. Dr. Shubham says, I bet Rashi and Garnacho will score 20 goals United. On FIFA, maybe. FC 25 out soon. Full Viewer says, shout out to Flex, who I saw on London Bridge.
Oh, big up.
He guessed that I was an Arsenal fan. I guess he could feel the aura of a winner. Big up to the team.
What is it with your team?
No, it wasn't even an aura. I just knew as an Arsenal fan, just the way he approached me. I was like, I watch you all the time, but your team, you're Arsenal. I just knew.
And also there's a happiness.
Yeah, 100%.
After a derby.
One and only MKH says, what does the panel think of Liverpool's brilliant comeback against AC Milan?
Just watch the highlights now. Well done.
As we said, very good result.
Another 5 minutes on it. If you want.
No, we've got
as we said, very good result. Well done.
Not as good as here though. Sai says Arsenal will probably play pig with City and stand up early to bank points. I get it. Piggy bank. Very good. Yadvendra says Arsenal have one win in the Premier League against Pep and via a deflected goal. And James is here trying to be smart, saying that LFC lost 4-0 in the title year. We'd already won the title by then, little bro. There's levels to this.
No, the game was played in July, but it didn't. But that's my
point.
That's
you
exactly
lost
the point. The point is, Liverpool didn't have to go and win at the Etihad to win the title.
No, don't call him an idiot. He's paying our wages, mate.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
But that only further proves the point. Like they didn't need to play. That game didn't need to occur.
Liverpool, mate. Call him out. He's
Have
wrong.
some chest on it.
Listen, if he
wrong,
supports
mate.
Liverpool, he's
wrong, mate.
He's cool. Jay says Spurs fans love talking about other attacks, but it is a fact that they have the worst attack out of the Big Six teams, says Jay. Joe Fleming Mulford, great double-barreled name there, my friend. Arsenal are going to get smacked up by City and put these pathetic, deluded Arsenal fans back in their place. They're the most arrogant fans in history.
Oh, preach.
You're not, to be fair.
No,
I'll
not
give
you. We like you.
Looking at him.
Yeah,
We'll
not
like
actually
you.
you.
No, we'll keep you. We'll keep you. We like you.
Nah, I won't shoot you. Joe says fans and neutrals focus too much on being entertained. Arteta doesn't care. We are here to get results, not to entertain. Thoughts?
If you entertain, we don't get results. People are calling for results. If you get results, but you're not entertaining, people call you boring.
You can't win.
It's just always like people
Can't win, can you,
can't
James?
please everyone.
Can't
All
win.
right?
Sometimes I feel like unless you're winning the Premier League, every other team, all other 19, will just get slagged off for something. It's just like, all right, okay. That's the industry.
2 more to go. Jesus Christ says Spurs players will never be judged the same because Spurs as a club have no expectations in caps for lowercase. Caps again. Anything ever. Just Spurs in it, says Jesus Christ. Thanks for watching, mate. RAK, did you lot watch Expressions on Talk Sport with Jim White and Tony
Yes.
Bellew? I did.
Big
Saw
old
it.
X.
It was a different.
didn't. Congrats to him, though.
type of X.
Different type. It was a demure X.
It was a
Mindful.
Mindful.
one of
yeah.
them X's. Whereas on here,
I've never heard him turn the volume down.
No.
No, congrats to him though. I
Big
didn't know
up to
about that.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
versatility
Big
is what
up
we're
to
looking
him.
for.
Well done, man.
Right, that's all the
Huge.
super chats done and dusted. Big up to Flex, big up to Abby, James. Yeah, we'll do a round of applause.
Nice to have you, James.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Barely.
If we get a draw, am I allowed to come celebrate it on Monday?
They'll probably
briefly?
wheel you out, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Come on.
Big up
Come
to
on,
you guys
Nil-Nil.
for watching. Keep
Only
your
penis.
comments coming in. Let's get your score predictions for the big one. Man City versus Arsenal Sunday. We'll be here on Monday to talk about just that. So don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Take care. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on Monday. All the best.
Don't.